Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. My boy Charlemagne the God spills the tea and confirms that there are actual celebs on the Diddy Freak Off tapes. Beyoncé and her team think they're slick. Nah, we're not going to make an announcement, but we're going to leak out some emails. Yo, I'm on to you, B. I know y'all are going to drag me in the comment section for being Drake's #1 fan, but give me a second and let me explain to you why this lawsuit is brilliant. What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, it's Thursday morning. My second favorite day of the week is finally here. Friday is one day away. All right, I have a great show set up for you guys today. I have 4 lead stories. We're going to kick it off by talking about Drake dropping his petition and now filing an actual lawsuit against Universal Music Group. Diddy's lawyers say the Freak Off tapes that the feds have are actually going to work to prove his innocence. And Charlemagne the God slips and confirms that there's actually celebs on those tapes. Beyonce indirectly confirms that she's going on a tour, and TikTok says there will be an absolute ban. You will not even be able to access the app come January 19th. In quick news, we're going to talk Iggy Azalea, Elon Musk, Kanye West, Maino, Megan Thee Stallion, and Cardi B. As always, we're going to close out the show with social discussion, question of the day, and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. Our first lead story. Drake reportedly files a federal defamation lawsuit against Universal Music Group over Not Like Us. Okay, before I get into this story, because this is a story I really want to get into, because I would love to explain to you guys really what the heart of this lawsuit is. A lot of people think this lawsuit is over Kendrick Lamar and the song and losing the beef, which this lawsuit has nothing to do with that. It really has to do with Drake and Universal negotiating over his contract, okay? But before I get to that, over the past 24 hours, there was a lot of things that happened, and I just want to address the petition part, which was the quote-unquote lawsuit that Drake opened in December. So I just want to touch that, and then I'm going to go to the present lawsuit, okay? So over the past 24 hours, Drake has withdrawn his petition against Universal Music Group and Spotify after meeting with both parties. That is very, very key. That's exactly why I'm talking about it. He met with both parties, okay? I'm going to put up the petition or the withdrawal petition here for those who want to read the whole thing. But a key thing here, it says, petitioner, which is Drake, hereby voluntarily discontinues this special proceeding as to all respondents without cost to any party. Meaning, no money, forget about that, judge. I asked you to open this petition because I wanted to talk about bots and about payola and about how they pushed this. You know what? After meeting with them, I think this doesn't say this, but I'm telling you what it means. Actually, you know what? Forget about that. I actually think I have a better case. Now I'm just going to actually file for defamation after meeting with them. Something happened in that meeting, and Drake and his team were like, actually, you know what? Forget about the bots and payola. We actually have a bigger case, a better case. We're going to go after them for defamation. So a lot of people are like, oh, Drake just lost this petition thing. No, it's that they found something better to go on. Now, let's get back to this. Now, although Drake has withdrawn his legal petition against Universal Music Group and Spotify, the legal battle is far from over. In documents obtained by TMZ, Drizzy filed a defamation case in New York City on Wednesday, citing UMG for releasing Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, fully knowing the lyrics and image in the music video. In the lawsuit, Drake said the song was filled with inflammatory and shocking allegations, also refers to the record as a gold mine for Universal Music Group, okay? He also reportedly said there is a big financial motive behind promoting the song. Listen to this. Drake claims that the label boosted the record's popularity, knowing that it would deflate his music and brand, giving them leverage in future contract negotiations. The fact that he's putting that in the lawsuit just shows you His intention is not to talk about this song. He doesn't care about losing the battle to Kendrick. He cares about his money, his contracts, okay? Let me continue. Universal is being accused of paying a third party to use bots to increase the song's streams, also alleging that there was a pay-for-play scheme with at least one radio promoter. See how he's looping back in the bots and stuff, where he was like, forget about that only. I want to talk about defamation and then use that bots just as an example of what they were doing for defamation. Very, very smart by his legal team. It also goes on to say, which I think is very key, when it comes to Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show, Drake claims UMG was part of getting Kendrick the gig so that he could perform the song on a huge stage, calling the Super Bowl one of the most significant and viewed cultural events of the year. In the lawsuit, he states, this lawsuit is not about the artist who created Not Like Us. It is instead entirely about Universal Music Group, the music company that decided to publish, promote, exploit, and monetize the song. So there you have it. For those of you who don't know about Drake's contract with Universal, I'll get into that quickly. And then I have a little video that I want to play for you, and we're going to just tie this up. So Drake had what people think was around a $400 million deal with Universal, okay? And that deal is up. There's one more album requirement. We think that the Party Next Door and Drake album will fulfill that. You start negotiations before you submit your last record. So you want to start your negotiations before the contract is ended. So that's why this is going on now. Drake arguably has one of the biggest, if not the biggest, catalog in music history. Joe Budden has even alluded to this, where the Gamma president said that Drake's catalog alone is bigger than the entire music catalog with all genres of music from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, or it's the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So 30 years of music completely. Drake's catalog is bigger than that. Drake is trying to use that as leverage to say, listen, you gave me a $400 million deal. Yo, it's time. I want like an 800, 900, or maybe $1 billion deal. And Universal was like, okay, you're asking too much. That is how all of this started. So Drake is alluding to the fact of saying, hey, before all of this battle, we were fighting over this of how big I am, and you're trying to not pay me from what I'm worth. And then this Kendrick Lamar song came out, and that's why he's alluding to the fact of, because we were in this negotiation and I was trying to negotiate one of the biggest contracts in music history, you're trying to ruin my name and ruin my catalog so that you don't have to pay me as much. That's where it all stems from, okay? Now, lastly, I'm going to play a video for you from this lawyer in New York who I follow, and he was saying that he doesn't think this is a great idea, whether Drake wins the case or not, how this is not going to look good for his public perception. Listen to this video, and I'm going to explain to you why Drake could not care less about public perception. Take a listen.
So now this has to be the ultimate L for Drake. This lawsuit, I don't know what happens in this lawsuit, but who cares?
I don't think there's any coming back from the PR damage that his reaction to losing a rap battle has caused.
Okay, I chose to play that video to show you that, like, how a lawyer is saying, you know what, yeah, maybe he might win, which is something not to gloss over. Yeah, he might win a defamation lawsuit against Universal. Do you know how huge that would be and what potentially they would have to pay him? Maybe even close to 800 or $1 billion without him getting a contract. Can you imagine if he wins the case and gets $1 billion and then he could just go and release music independently or go and sign with Warner? Everybody is so concerned about Drake's public image. Now, let me tell you 2 reasons why Drake doesn't care about his public image, all right? 1, Drake's already made it, all right? Drake is already Drake. He's had a 15-year run like no artist has ever had, including probably even Michael Jackson, but arguably maybe just right under Michael Jackson, okay? So he's already made it. It's not like he's a new or he's in the middle of his contract. Drake is close to 40 years old. You're not going to erase Drake's music career. It's just not going to happen. He is still the most streamed artist in 2024, above Kendrick, above everybody else, every other rapper, and he didn't even release a song. So he really, really does not care what you guys think about him, because you guys have been thinking bad about him since June, and he's still the most streamed rapper. Second of all, this is just my thought here. Donald Trump has canceled cancel culture. He has shown that public perception is not really what it used to be back in the 2010s, 15s, 16s, 17s, where public perception weighed so much. And I think we are in a new era that regardless of whatever the public thinks of you, your fans are still going to be your fans. So overall, people might think, Drake is soft for, filing this lawsuit, or, Drake is this or Drake is that. But it doesn't matter because the public overall perception, it doesn't weigh so much, and people are still going to be able to play Drake and like Drake, if that makes sense. Where it's like, yes, there was this big cloud above Donald Trump's head, where he was probably the most canceled person in 2020 after January 6th. And look, he just came out and won all 7 swing states and won the popular vote. You cannot tell me there's anybody that you tried to cancel more than Donald Trump. He was kicked off of every single platform. So I just think celebrities going ahead now are not so concerned with the overall public perception because they have so many direct ways to get to their fans that you don't need to have this overarching love anymore. I know that's kind of going really drastic, but I really think that's probably what's in Drake's head, where it's like I just said, my 2 points of, I've already made it. I'm 40 years old. I have this huge catalog and my fans are going to be my fans. And it doesn't matter the public perception. So Drake is after his money. That's what this really is. He said, I put in the work over the past 15 years. I want my money. Whether I got to take my $1 billion from you over a defamation lawsuit, or whether I got to take my money from a straight up contract, you're going to pay me. I made you guys billions of dollars. He's made Apple, Spotify, all of these streaming services were pretty much launched off of Drake's back. Do your research on that. Trust me when I tell you, even Joe Budden has admitted that. This whole streaming platform, that's why he's the biggest, because it all came during the Drake era. Remember when Apple gave him $20 million to launch exclusively? You could not hear Drake's album for a week on anywhere else but on Apple Music, all right? He helped launch and made these billionaires billions of dollars. He wants his money. So like I said in the beginning, y'all are going to drag me, say, oh my gosh, I'm always writing for Drake or whatever. But there's nothing that I said in this whole segment that you cannot say is not facts. So it's your turn now. Sound off in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree with me, disagree with me. I'm ready for it all. And I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more about this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, or send me an email, trendOutloud@cfqr600.com. Our second lead story. Diddy's defense team reveals that there are 9 Freak Off tapes that the government has in their possessions, and they claim the tapes are actually going to prove Diddy's innocence. All right, we put this in quick news yesterday quickly because it literally came out as we were wrapping up, but I want to go over it in a little bit more detail today. But also the real reason why we're talking about this today and putting it in lead stories is that I have a little clip from Charlemagne the God on The Breakfast Club, and he slipped. Now, Charlemagne is really smart. I don't know if he purposely did this or accidentally did this, but I have a little clip that he alludes to the fact that he knows somebody that's in jail with Diddy, and that he saw that his friend or the person that he knows in jail saw the tapes, and he confirmed to Charlemagne that there's some celebs on the tape. All right. So let's just talk about the tapes and then we'll go to the Charlemagne clip that I have. All right. So Diddy's defense team revealed that there are 9 Freak Off tapes that the government have in their possession, and claims that the tapes actually prove Diddy's innocence. The lawyers for Diddy are firing back against the federal allegations about explicit tapes involving him and his ex Cassidy. They're saying the videos show nothing but a consensual moment between 2 adults in a committed relationship. Prosecutors are calling the tapes performances and accusing Diddy of manipulation, coercion, and even trafficking. But his legal team says that is not true, arguing the tapes are private and don't show any wrongdoing. According to legal documents obtained by TMZ, Cassie held onto the tapes for years and voluntarily gave them to investigators. Diddy's teams also say there's no proof of secret cameras, violence, or any wild accusations that are being made. They're also shutting down claims that Diddy used the tapes for collateral, saying that they weren't even on his devices. With federal charges hanging over his head, Diddy is standing firm, saying he is innocent and the tapes back him up. All right, so let's just break that down. Last week, I think, in one of our podcasts, in one of our lead stories, we gave you a clip from Saucy Santana saying, yo, the feds don't have as much evidence as you guys think. Everybody in the comment section below is always like, the feds don't come for you if they don't have evidence. They have a 98% success rate. And yes, they do. Let me just take a little sidebar to talk to you guys about that 98% success rate. A conviction rate of 98% doesn't mean they convict the person on every single charge. It just means they could convict them even on one charge. Just like Young Thug, where there was a RICO case, all of these things. Yes, they actually charged him with one or two things, but he actually got out of jail on time served. I think he was in there for 2 years, and now he's on 15 years probation. So the feds can have a bunch of charges against Diddy, but maybe only one will stick or two will stick. We all know that there's the RICO, there's this with Cassie and the girls, but there's also a bunch of other things, right? The things that they found at his house, et cetera, okay? So what Saucy Santana and what I have heard is that the evidence is not as convincing, and here is more proof that the 9 Freak Off tapes that they have, that Cassie handed over to them, that there's really nothing on these tapes. Now, let's go over to Charlemagne's clip that I want to play for you, because what Charlemagne is alluding to is not only the 9 tapes, I think, I'm not too sure, but also maybe some other tapes that Diddy has gotten to see in discovery. Discovery, for those of you who don't know, is everything that the prosecution has against you before court. They have to show it to you so that you could prepare a proper defense, so that there's no surprises in court. Take a listen to Charlemagne, but listen very carefully about what he says about not only Diddy and Cassie, but also who is on the tapes, because that's why I think he's not only talking about Cassie, because on the Cassie tapes, from what we know about these 9 tapes, it's only Cassie and Diddy. But then Charlemagne alludes to the fact that there's other people on these tapes. Take a listen.
I may or may not know some people who was locked up with Diddy, and they claim to have seen tapes. Bunch of adults on there having consensual sex. I've been through this for months. They told us some names on the tapes. But, I don't know if this stuff is true, so I keep my mouth shut.
They told us some names on the tapes. Now, if some names on the tapes were Mark, Scott, and Chris, he wouldn't have said anything. But the fact that he said they told us, which I think is, who's us? Who's us? Not just him, but they told us. They told us some names on the tapes. I really want to know. I've been saying to you guys for the past couple of months now, who is on these tapes? And is it true what Tony Busby's saying, that there's other people on these tapes, other high-profile celebrities, athletes, they say politicians, etc., etc. Now we're hearing from a trusted source, Charlemagne, that, somebody told them who was in jail with Diddy that there are some names on these tapes, man. Y'all know I'm super cool with Charlemagne. I'm going to have to make a call today to Char to find out who these names are. And I'm not going to tell you what he tells me, but I need to know. I already have some information from some people from my camp. But now that I know that Char knows, I'm making a call, anyways, let me know what you guys think of this. Again, I know that you guys are going to say the feds. And trust me when I tell you this, that 98% success rate, do your own research if you want to. That doesn't mean that they convict you on everything. That's why they throw in a bunch of charges, and Diddy has a bunch of charges. When I say that the evidence that they don't have is strong, I'm talking about the RICO. I'm talking about the bigger charges. We all know the couple of things that they found with the sawed-off serial numbers. Yeah, he might get that. He might get a couple of other little things, but we're talking about the bigger case, what all of these documentaries and all of these things are about. I think they're going to have a hard time proving that. I'm not hoping they don't or whatever. I don't like what he did to Cassie. I'm not rooting for him to get out of jail. Just want to make that clear. All I'm saying is from the investigations that I have been doing, the phone calls that I have been making, the things that I am hearing, that the evidence is a little bit light. Lastly, before I close this up, I just want to talk to you guys about documentaries. This is total sidebar. We told you guys a couple of times about this NBC documentary, Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy, that came out January the 14th. I watched it last night. I'm telling you right now, save your hour and 40 minutes. Don't watch it. There's nothing in there. It is so boring. I mean, if you don't know anything about Diddy, fine, go ahead and watch it. But they tell you like how he grew up in Harlem, his dad, his mom, how he started at Uptown with Andre Harrell. Like, come on, everybody in the hip hop industry, anybody that's in hip hop knows Diddy's story and how he came up with Jodeci and Mary J. Blige, et cetera, et cetera. There's nothing revealing. There's a couple of interviews with people that are a little bit like, wow, it's actually like, there's one girl there that was really, I don't want to say convincing, but it was hard to hear her story. That was the one thing I was like, wow, that's, if it's true, it's really horrible. Again, that's why I'm not on Diddy's side or not, because some of these accusations are really crazy. But just in general, the actual documentary, I think, was really not really well done. If you have been, just lightly following the Diddy story, and you know anything about Diddy's background, you know everything about this Peacock documentary. Don't waste your time. The documentary that I am hearing is going to be the best one is the documentary that 50 Cent is doing in partnership with Netflix. And from what I've heard, they are not going to actually even release that documentary until after the court case, and they have everything and all the information. I heard that's supposed to be the best one, and they are working really hard on that. So shout out to 50 for that, and of course 50's people. All right, so that is everything that I have with Diddy and what's going on. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm gonna go call Charlemagne. Our third lead story: several Beyonce fans reportedly receive a Chicago concert notification. Yo, Beyonce, you and your team are slick, man. All right, actually, before I read all of this, just for those of you who may just be coming across this episode, we've been talking to you guys about Beyonce's big revealing announcement that she's supposed to unveil January 14th. We heard from our sources that it was a deluxe album, possibly a tour, but we got pretty much confirmation that it was going to be a deluxe album. But Beyonce announced January the 13th at like 11:57 that she wasn't going to make her big announcement anymore, okay? And she said she wasn't going to make her big announcement because of the LA wildfires, which I totally agreed that she shouldn't. There's a lot of people that have been canceling things. Meghan Markle, The Weeknd, the Universal Music Group and their parties that they have going on with the Grammy Awards. By the way, the Grammy Awards has announced that they will still be going on February the 2nd, okay? Anyway, so Beyonce was supposed to make a major announcement. She canceled the announcement, but some fans said that they got an email. Listen to this. Fans are buzzing with excitement after receiving notifications about a scheduled Beyonce concert in Chicago Friday, September the 12th, 2025. This unexpected announcement has sparked speculation about a potentially new tour, especially following her record-breaking Renaissance tour in 2023, which grossed $579 million and attracted 2.78 million attendees. While Beyonce has not officially confirmed any upcoming performances, she notably pushed back the announcement she planned for January 14th. The recent notification has ignited anticipation amongst the Beehive. She performed at NRG Stadium in her hometown in Houston, further fueling rumors of her live show. Fans are eagerly anticipating the official confirmation and details about the potential Chicago concert. All right, so this is what I think happened, that they decided last minute, listen, let's cancel the announcement. We don't want to get dragged, but let's just leak out an email because we know it's going to go viral and people will know about it anyways without us getting backlash. I'm telling you for sure this is what happened. Nobody wants to confirm this with me. I made a couple calls and people were laughing like, ha ha ha. No, listen, again, I don't want to say something that's not true. Nobody confirmed this at all. This is just my speculation, but there's no way that if Beyonce didn't want any emails to leak out, that they would leak out. People are saying that, oh, this was just set up in the computers and everybody canceled the email from going out, but this one email just leaked out. I don't believe it. I think it's done on purpose. I have the notification. I'm going to put the picture up here for you. This is what it looks like. And this one user, Lori Goodwin, said, it's a concert. I'm signed up to this website that emails you for concert information for artists who you subscribe to. And I just got this. They must have had this scheduled and didn't turn it off. OMG. This is at Soldier Field and will be a tour because that's a stadium. Yo, Beyonce, y'all are slick, man. Round of applause. That was slick. You still made the announcement without making the announcement and getting the backlash. Your PR team gets a round of applause and deserves all the big bucks that they get. Let me know if you guys are excited for this tour. And again, like I said, from what I've heard, it's also supposed to be coming with a deluxe album. Let me know if you guys are excited. Do you want to go see it? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section below. Our fourth lead story. TikTok will reportedly be inaccessible when the ban goes into effect. Users who try to open it after the 19th will be redirected. All right, as you all know, the upcoming TikTok ban is slowly approaching. Many users have been wondering exactly how the ban will work. Well, unfortunately, it's being reported that once the ban goes into effect, users will not be able to use the app at all. According to routers under TikTok's plan, people attempting to open the app will see a pop-up message redirecting them to a website with information about the ban. This action will be different from usual mandated laws from banned apps. Usually, if an app is banned, it would not be able to update, nor would new users be able to download it from the App Store. This specific ban, though, will cease production of TikTok altogether. This is the first of its kind here in the US. So we have been telling you guys for the past couple of weeks how the ban is going to work. And it's like this article says, it was supposed to be where you just can't update the app. And eventually, after a couple of weeks or a month, the app would not be able to work because there's a lot of bugs that happen every day in apps. The App Store or TikTok or apps will put in a fix and we don't even realize it, but in the background, they fix the apps. So with TikTok not being able to be on the App Store, they wouldn't be able to send out updates. Now we're hearing that this is going to be a straight up ban and you won't even be able to open it or have access at all. Some people are saying that this is TikTok saying we are not going to allow any Americans to access the app at all. And that's their way of kind of like getting back at the US government. And they're hoping that TikTok creators and their users will be more upset at the US government. I'm not too sure. I'm getting conflicting reports because like this article reads that this is how the US ban is saying that they need to operate, how TikTok needs to operate. TikTok is not allowed to just not send updates. They're not allowed to have Americans access it altogether. So not too sure. We're trying to find the answer. If anybody out there knows the answer, is this the US saying we do not want our residents or Americans to access it at all, cut it completely, or is this TikTok making this move? I don't know. But regardless, come January 19th, anybody in the US, you're not even going to have access to the app at all. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. My gosh. Also, don't forget, we still have 2 or 3 more days. There could be a sale. There could be something else going on. I heard that a senator is proposing a 270-day extension. Been hearing a couple of things. We don't know yet what's going to happen, but if it does happen, midnight, January 19th, no access to TikTok. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Send me an email, trenoutloud@cfqr600.com. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Iggy Azalea says she hasn't heard from Playboi Carti in over 6 months. She says, I have no idea where he is. All right, for those of you who don't know, Iggy and Playboi Carti have a baby together, and she doesn't know where he is. Listen, part of Playboi Carti's mystique is Nobody knows where he is. Nobody knows where he lives. He's not on social media. He's almost like a ghost. Remember when Aiden Ross was supposed to have Playboi Carti on his stream? He allegedly paid him $2 million. He literally came, like, was standing like super far back in the room. You couldn't really see him. And he's like, hey, it's me. And then took the $2 million and left. Like, this guy is super weird. But that, like I said, that's part of his mystique. That's part of his artistry. Fine. I'm not going to blame him for that. But bro, you have a kid with Iggy. Like, that's your child. How could you just be absent completely? Like, there's stardom and there's celebrity, and then there's also family. I just think it's horrible. Listen to Iggy. Here's a clip.
Oh, someone's saying, tell Playboi Carti to drop. I don't speak to him, my love. We haven't heard from that man in over like 6 months. We don't know where he is.
Now, look, some people are saying that it's, oh, she's just, playing with the whole mystique and playing into it. If you listen to her, like, she actually sounds like she is really hurt about it. Like, I don't know where that man is. You know what I mean? Like, if you listen back to it. Anyways, y'all know how I am with family. I just don't think that is cool at all. Let me know what you guys think about it. Our second quick story. O'Shea Jackson Jr. reveals he and Wale were among fans booing Hulk Hogan during the WWE Raw Netflix debut. By the way, for those of you who don't know, that is Ice Cube's son. All right. He says he and Wale were amongst the people who were booing Hulk Hogan during the Netflix debut. Do you guys remember? I think it was like 2 weeks ago, but I was like, yo, why are they booing Hogan? Finally, we find out. Take a listen.
Hulk Hogan got booed out the building.
I was one of them. I'll show you the video.
Oh, shit, if you don't mind me asking, why?
The hating. The racism, bro. It's just hard to forget how detailed that rant was.
I totally forgot about the Hulk Hogan rants. Totally forgot about that. Somebody did actually say to me, now when I think about it, it was in the comment section below of why they were booing him. And now I'm remembering that I did know about it after I put out that episode. But anyways, for those of you who didn't see the comments in the episode 2 weeks ago, if you were wondering why they were booing Hogan, these are the reasons. Our third quick story. The Billionaires Club, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg to sit together at Trump's inauguration. All right, several of the country's wealthiest businessmen will be attending Donald Trump's inauguration, having seats together. Billionaires Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg will hold prominent positions at the ceremony among cabinet nominees and elected officials, as event planners has confirmed. These tech industry leaders, who combined net worth is $885 billion, according to Bloomberg, also offer a high level of influence as Trump heads into the next 4 years. Musk, a key figure in Trump's newly forged Doge advisory board, has stood by the convicted felon since endorsing him in July, contributing to over $250 million to his campaign. Zuckerberg adjusted lobbying strategies and content policies while contributing $1 million to his inaugural fund. Not really surprising. I dragged Mark Zuckerberg all last week for his flipping, flopping, and changing and just literally running under Trump and doing everything that Trump is asking him for. So I'm just going to let him slide. For those of you who want to see, go back to that. So I'm not surprised that all them are going to be there. We all know that Jeff Bezos, I think for the first time in like 20 or 30 years, didn't allow the Washington Post to endorse a candidate, like I just said about Mark Zuckerberg. So they're all, currying up to Trump. Not surprising that they're going to be there. They're doing this for their shareholders. They're doing this for money. Y'all know what I think about, especially Mark. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Our fourth quick story. Ye's new Yeezy products has made over $3 million in sales over the last 30 hours. All right, I'm going to put up a little post that Kanye put up on his Instagram account. This post says $2.3 million in 24 hours. But I guess he made 700,000 or 600,000 maybe in 6 hours after that. So that's where they're getting the 3 million in 30 hours. Yesterday's episode, we showed you guys one of the slides that he put out and also an upcoming shoe. So it looks like this $3 million is going towards the slides. And I think some other things too he also put up there. Whether you like Kanye or not, We did tell you guys about the fact that this is all independent. He's no longer with Adidas. He's not with his record label. So I'm not saying support him for that reason. All I'm just saying is that somebody who has been in the retail industry and somebody who has been in the music industry, we do not get our just due. Y'all already know my problems with Nike, me taking them to court, and all my issues with retail business, and also, of course, in the music industry. So the one thing, like or love Kanye, that I do like he is doing is that he is not letting the fact that he doesn't have his Adidas contract and the fact that he doesn't have his music contract, arguably from his own wrongdoings, but he doesn't have those things anymore, and he's doing things on his own. He's releasing an album this year on his own, and he's releasing his shoes and his clothing all on his own, and I got to at least give him credit for that. A lot of artists you see that get dropped from record labels, you never hear from them again. A lot of people that lose deals with Nike and Jordan Brand, etc., you never hear from them again. Kanye West is not stopping. He went from being worth $6 billion to now being worth 400 million, which he's still worth 400 million. I get it, but that's a big drop. And now he is trying to get back and trying to develop his records and his fashion line, and I applaud him for that. I haven't bought anything. I told you guys yesterday, I think the slides look super whack, but if y'all are interested in supporting Kanye, go to YeezySupply.com and support ya boy. Our fifth quick story. Rocko speaks after his mugshot went viral. He said, "I hope y'all got some money today." All right. I don't even know who this rapper Rocko is. Somebody was telling me that it's, oh my gosh, someone's boyfriend. I don't remember now. Anyways, not really important. But he is going viral for his mugshot, which is hilarious. Apparently, he is always going around with something on his head, and he has like a man piece, somebody was telling me. And during his mugshot, the cops wouldn't let him keep his man piece on. And let me tell you, for those of you who are not seeing this picture, this guy has the worst forehead in the world and the worst hairline I have ever seen any person ever. The picture that I have up beside me, you see him, I think it's with his man unit on, and then you see it with it off. He has a video where he's laughing and is like, haha, I hope y'all getting money today, alluding to the fact, like, I don't care, I'm making money. Yeah, whatever. But anyways, here's a clip from Rocko. Take a listen.
I hope y'all got some money today because I did.
Yeah, he's trying to laugh it off, but I know he's got to be embarrassed. Like I said, the worst hairline, the worst forehead ever, pretty much on the planet. I actually thought it was like fake. I thought it was doctored. That's why I didn't even like report it when it came out yesterday. I thought it was something like AI, but people are telling me it's real. Anyways, shout out to Rocko. Our sixth lead story. Maino clears the air on DJ Envy and clarifies Cameron's story about Jim Jones's confrontation. All right, this is a continuation of Jim Jones, Cameron, and Mace and their whole back and forth beef. Yesterday, while the Breakfast Club was talking about it, DJ Envy told a story about Maino because Cameron brought Maino into this. And DJ Envy was kind of just like confirming the story, saying that, yes, Maino and Jim Jones had beef back in the day. And Envy told a story about him being in the club with Maino and Maino, you know, having something maybe tucked in his jacket, etc. So this is Maino clarifying the story. Take a listen.
Cameron said some things about your relationship with Jim Jones and how it all started.
It wasn't as spectacular as like the Envy story, you know. I think my guy Envy, he's good at storytelling. I think maybe he should
Okay, Maino.
Also in the clip, Maino clarifies that the reason why him and Jim actually had beef is that Jim Jones was approaching Maino because Maino said something about Cameron. So Cameron is making fun of Jim for having issues with Maino, but Maino is telling us that the only reason why they even had beef was because Jim was trying to back up Cameron. So I wonder if Cameron feels like maybe he shouldn't have said that because it was Jim actually riding for Cameron. I know that sounds like a big triangle of mess, but Jim was approaching Maino because of his boy, because Maino was saying something about his boy, and now Cameron is making fun of Jim for having beef. But I wouldn't have had that beef if I wasn't trying to protect my boy. So anyways, we'll see what Cameron says. Shout out to Maino. Just wanted to throw in the fact that Maino has a kind of like a documentary series coming out with Dr. Puma. I was actually at dinner with Maino for the release of that in New York City in October. So shout out to Maino. He's doing good work. So he's not only on Angela Yee's not Breakfast Club, Angela Yee, all the way up with Angela Yee. He's also has this documentary that's coming out. I forget where it's coming out on, but I was there at the dinner and I was there also at the premiere, and it's really dope what him and Dr. Puma are doing. It's about like with your like a heart thing or whatever. Sorry that I'm totally messing up the plug, Maino, but anyways, it's good what you guys are doing for health in the Black and brown community with this heart thing that they could do. Sorry, they're gonna get mad at me for that horrible plug. Our 7th quick story. The FDA bans red food coloring number 3 found in popular food and drinks over health risks. Okay, this was all over the internet the other day. Just yesterday. The Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, is banning red number 3 used to give food and beverages their red color, citing it links to cancer in animals and potential effects on children's behaviors. Yo, that's all I eat is red. Red candy, red drinks, red freezies. All I have is just red. Approved to use in food in 1907, the petroleum-based coloring is found in popular candies and cereals and strawberry milkshakes, according to the Center for Science of Public Interest. According to reports on NBC, the food manufacturers have until January the 15th, 2027 to reformulate their product. The FDA cannot authorize a food adjective or color if it's found to cause cancer in human or animals, said Jim Jones, the FDA deputy commissioner, the deputy commissioner for the Food and Human Foods. Whatever, y'all know what I mean. I am so mad I can't even read anymore. What's gonna happen to me? This has been approved since 1907, and now all of a sudden it's banned now. I was reading in the comment section that people are like, yo, finally this happened, and now they should ban, I think it's like red number 40, blue 1, and yellow something. How do you guys even know all these colors? Like, please comment below and let me know. But what does this mean? I'm telling you, I think I told you guys last episode about how much I like sweets, where people say this is too sweet for me. That's where my sweet starts. I'm telling you, I never have blue, yellow, green, especially orange, nothing. All I have is red candy, red drinks, red shakes, all strawberry. I am so distraught right now. I don't know what to do. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Our 8th quick story. Cardi B says, I feel better today. All right. Cardi B is back to her regularly scheduled program after letting it all out on X yesterday. All right. This is the advantage of having a blog versus a podcast. I do a daily podcast, and with Cardi B, I literally can't keep up with her because we'll prepare to do the show, and she's doing one thing, she's airing out somebody, and then a couple hours later, she's airing about somebody else, and then a couple hours later, it's all over. You cannot keep up with Cardi. Anyways, she's fine now, but what we missed in the past 24 hours is she seemingly accused Offset of not buying Christmas gift for her kids. And then she said something about Cardi, about Offset's mother, that her and Offset did something. And then she also said before all of this that I'm giving out a warning today. I'm going to show y'all who the real me is. And then, but like I said, just recently before we started the show, she said, I feel better today. I'm back to my regularly scheduled program. So y'all, I cannot keep up with Cardi B, but that's what I love about her. She's super entertaining. Her, Krishan Rock, Blueface, Offset, I love them. They're like the toxic, Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown from back in the day, man. They set it off, but now it's Cardi B and Krishan Rock. Love both of them. But I'm happy that Cardi B is back to a regular scheduled program, and I hope that her and Offset could find some sort of peace in their divorce. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to social discussion of the day. All right, the public debates whether Carrie Underwood deserves backlash like Chrisette Michele did for Trump's first inauguration. All right, Carrie Underwood's upcoming performance at President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration has the public debating whether she will receive similar backlash. If you recall, Chrisette Michele faced immense scrutiny with fans and the broader public criticizing her for her decision to accept the invitation. Many were disappointed, particularly her supporters, citing Trump's decisive rhetoric and policies. The backlash included public disapproval and reported drops in record sales, canceled appearances, and loss of the industry relationships. Chrisette later revealed the toll that it took on her career and her mental health. While some commenters strongly believe Carrie should face a similar backlash, others urge that such treatment is unlikely because the two artists have different fan bases. All right, so basically what they're alluding to is the fact that Chrisette was a black woman and Carrie is a white woman. That's really what they want to say. So I'm going to leave this to you guys to debate. I think it is 2025, and like I alluded to earlier, I think cancel culture is over. That's just what I think. 2017 was a very, very different time for 2025. Carrie Underwood is not going to get nearly the amount of backlash. And again, I'm not a Donald Trump supporter, not Biden supporter, not red or blue. I'm independent. But I just think that we need to get over this. You support Donald Trump? You met with Donald Trump? I'm not going to like you. I can't speak to you anymore. Donald Trump won all 7 swing states and he won the popular vote. He's going to be the president of the United States. There's a Republican House and a Republican Senate. He controls the Republicans control all 3 branches of government. It just is what it is, people. If you're a Democrat and you don't like Donald Trump, I get it. However, or even if you're an independent, I get it. Canceling an artist for performing in 2020 for performing at an inauguration, I think is wrong. Of course, don't like what happened to Chrisette, but like I said, that was 9 years ago. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think that she should get backlash? Do you think that she should not perform? I get it. If you wouldn't perform, I get that. But if she may be a Republican or she maybe just thinks that it's an honor to perform there, do you think that she should get backlash? I do not think so at all. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to question of the day. If we have time, we're going to do 2 questions of the day. Rent was how much when you got your first apartment? All right, this comes from Little Duval. Shout out to Lou Duval. Somebody said $800. Somebody says, I remember when an $800 apartment was luxury status. Another person said, yeah, that was a penthouse. Another person says, if you still live with your parents, say hi. Okay. Somebody said $300 including utilities. Yo, that's crazy. Pretty Redbone 3 said $1,100 for a 1-bedroom. All right, so that's means she's, that's recent rent. Somebody said $645 including AC heat and water. Another person said $600. Another person said I ain't gonna cap. But I can't read that one. Somebody said $800 and now the same place is $2,500. That's crazy. And another person said $525 in 2025. Just wanted to put this in here because we keep talking about like inflation and prices. It is such a drastic difference from the past 20 years. Crazy. I don't even remember. I actually bought my first house 2 weeks before my 21st birthday. So I didn't really rent a lot. I think I only rented 1 apartment. When I first moved out, I rented and I was like, yo, I don't want to rent. I want to own. I think it was maybe like $500, I think. Yeah, I think it was like $500 and everything was included. But like I said, after a couple of months, I was like, yo, bump that. And then I saved and then I just bought my first house. So anyway, shout out to my renters out there. I feel for y'all, but try ownership, try to own and then build, and then you'll be able to like rent out places to people. That is the goal. But I understand that it's very, very hard nowadays. What I did is super hard. And that's why I'm not so concerned. Sorry to turn this political, but I'm not so concerned with who is in the house right now. I'm more concerned with who's ever there to make sure that you lower interest rates, lower gas prices, lower food prices, so that these new 20-year-olds who are coming up in this day and age, they are able to buy and own properties. This is just crazy out here right now. Anyways, let's go quickly to our second question of the day. All right, let's go to our second question of the day quickly. I thought this was hilarious. What does a broke man always have? Somebody said the latest video game, hilarious. Somebody said the magic stick, hilarious. Somebody said time, hilarious. Somebody said a Metro PCS phone card. That had me laughing, yo. Somebody said they always have an excuse, hilarious. All right, I can't say that. All right, there's a lot of, I'm sure what you ladies know, but I wouldn't have to tell y'all. Somebody said an opinion, the audacity. Somebody said a child, hilarious. Unbothered Clothing 82 said a kid, multiple kids, sorry. Somebody said a beautiful woman supporting him. Yo, y'all are not easy on the men out here. Another person said the audacity. I thought the audacity was funny. Kids, excuses. Yeah, I thought that was funny. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Another person said they always have somebody pregnant. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below. Like I told you guys last week, 70% of my audience is female, so I thought that you guys would have a joke or a laugh at this, and I'm sure you would have a lot to comment. Ladies, what does a broke man always got? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to sports news. All right, LeBron James was on Travis and Jason Kelce's podcast, and he said, Bronny James, my son, does not have to play basketball at all. It's not like he needs the money. Yeah, that's our point, LeBron. That's why your dream of him being a basketball player is like, I get it. It's great and all for like what you want, but he's out here not playing with the same hunger as a kid who's growing up in the hood that wants a chance. I'm not saying that he shouldn't get a chance if he deserves it, but that's why people drag you because, yo, he's a billionaire anyways, and he's not playing with the same aggression and heart that kid that's, fighting for a contract to get his family out the hood is. Anyways, he went on to say, if you've ever met Bron, then you'll realize he's the most chill, easygoing, fun kid in the world. He goes to work, he goes home, he takes care of himself, he plays video games, he reads a little. He's the best big brother or little brother and little brother and little sister. Sorry. He's like the best big brother that his little brother and little sister could ever ask for. Anyways, I love the whole Bron family. I dragged them a little bit this week, sorry. But this whole Bronny thing, we have to stop talking about it, yo. Like, we really have to. I'm so annoyed. Anyways, that is it for my Thursday show. The weekend is fast approaching. We got one more show for the week. All right, before I let you guys go, I just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the podcast. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube or listening to this on podcast platforms, please try to check me out Monday through Friday from 11 to 12 on CFQR600.com from anywhere in the world, or 600 AM if you're in the Montreal area. We do play the Trend Out Loud podcast, but we mix it in with 90s and 2000s hip-hop and R&B. It's a great hour. It's a great way for you to get your entertainment and viral news while listening to your favorite hits from the 90s and 2000s, and I select the music so you know it's going to be dope. Now, vice versa, for those of you who are used to listening to this podcast on CFQR and you can't always catch the show between 11 and 12, I'm going to give you 3 ways to keep up to date with the show. The first one is on CFQR's website. When you click Listen Live, there's a second tab that says Listen on Demand. You click that, you'll get access to all 421 Trend Out Loud episodes. The second way is on YouTube. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The third way is we're available on all podcast platforms. Just go to your desired site, type in Trend Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And just like YouTube, we upload daily. You can follow me on any social platform. It's always the same handle, Trend Out Loud. Don't forget to follow the media company, Exo City Media, on Instagram. For those of you who are tuned in to CFQR 600 right now, do not touch that dial. My homeboy, Don Smooth, is coming up next with the Midday Mix from 12 to 1, and Don is always dropping the hits. I'll see y'all for Friday's show. All right, I'm not going to yell out it's Friday yet. I'm going to wait till Friday's episode. Have a good day, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Turn Out Loud. Peace.